What's going on, guys? It's No just checking in, and today I want to talk to you about how you are dealing with your shit. I want to talk to you about what you're doing to let it out of your system, to let out that pent up resentment, anger, stress, sadness, energy. What are you doing to let it out? You need to let that shit out. And I talk to a lot of people, of course, on this platform. I message people back and forth. I'm in contact with people in my local community, and when I try to offer advice, when I try to just offer feedback or at least connect and relate, one thing that always gets brought up is, hey, how are you dealing with your stress? What's a method of escape for you, so to speak, a healthy one? And some people don't have one. And when I hear that, I'm just like, oh, well, shit, bro. Or my lady, young miss, we need to set up what that might be. Because when you're battling any issue in life, I talk about depression a lot. I talk about, anxiety, depersonalization. Of course, I've talked about my low testosterone experience. Life is hard. Life is stressful. Aside from battling mood disorders, life puts you in situations that are stressful, and you can either deal with them in a positive and constructive way, or you can deal with them in a destructive, negative way. It's usually one or the other for people, and sometimes a little bit of both. I know I dabble in a little bit of both in the sense that, like, my diet, sometimes when I get down, I eat to feel better. I use food as a coping mechanism, as a crutch, but my outlet personally is the gym. I get in the gym and I train and I train and I train, and I've made a video about that before, and that's where I let my energy out. That's where, if I have pent up rage, if I'm pissed off and resentful, if I'm feeling extra down, if I'm extra anxious, I go in the gym and I just lift all the weight I can, and I do it vigorously, and I let that emotion out, and it's a healthy, productive way. And how I used to deal with those sort of things was I would drown myself in alcohol. I would get drunk a lot, most nights, and that's how I dealt. It was a coping mechanism, but it was futile. It really was a means to an end, right? I mean, a lot of people can attest to the whole idea that escapism is short-term, and I hate that about it. I miss that freedom that came with getting drunk, but I don't miss the destructive nature of that behavior beyond that one little moment, behind that isolated moment of having a buzz and being in a carefree place, and then I wake up to the world and it's just extra fucked up, worse than I left it. So I had to find a way to exercise my demons. I had to find a way, no pun intended, to let it out. And I found it in the gym, and I'm not telling you have to find it in the gym, and I'm not judging you if you drink or you smoke weed or you do what you gotta do, but I'm saying there might be a better way, or at least there might be something else you can be doing to supplement it, and you need to find it. You need to figure out what you're gonna do to let it out. You need a healthy outlet. I don't know what that's gonna be for you. Of course, I suggest everyone work out to whatever capacity they can. You don't have to crush weight. You don't have to bench press 350 pounds. You don't have to squat. You can walk. You know what I mean? You can walk. You can volunteer. You can join a book club. I'm reaching, but you can do whatever works for you. But you have to have something you can do to blow steam off and to give you a sense of community. It's extraordinarily important. I'd be lost without it on a number of levels. So that's my little rant for today. What are you doing to let that shit out that's constructive in your life? We're all going to dip into destructive behavior sometimes. I do it not all the time, but I do it too. I'm human, obviously. But I do try to spend the predominant amount of my time and my energy letting off that steam in a good way. And I just want to invite you to do the same, encourage you, and I want you to share in the comments below, what do you do to blow off steam? Do you lift weights? Do you go running? Do you go swimming? Do you play basketball, team sports? What is your thing? If you don't have one, find it. When you find that sort of release, one that is not only helpful in the moment, but is beneficial in the future, it's very empowering, it's very relieving, and it's rewarding, and it makes you feel proud of yourself, and you need to have that sort of pride. So don't sleep on this, don't wait on it, just do it. Find out what can help you in that way, and get into it. It'll help relieve something. It'll help you at least deal with whatever you're going through, I promise. And it'll keep you from doing what I always have done in the past, which is just sort of implode. And sort of take my destructive nature and turn it inward until I make things worse. It's It's been a vicious cycle in my life, but it's been something I've been aiming to break. So help me God. So I hope everyone's doing well. I hope that didn't feel too ranty. I'm just giving you my feedback, my perspective as one single man on this earth. I'd love to learn from you guys. So what are some things you do? What are your thoughts on this? Leave them in the comments below. We'll do another video soon. Take good care. Thank you for your time. And remember, one day, 1 hour, 1 minute at a time, you can get through whatever you're going through.